It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. While some people are decking the halls, kids are forgetting that they better not pout and better not cry, especially when it comes to meeting Santa Claus. There are some pretty hilarious moments of frightened kids squirming from Santa's lap. Watch until the end of the video to see how one little girl's gesture has everyone shocked and dying with laughter. If you love Christmas as much as we do, make sure to subscribe to The Things to see other videos like these. Today we're showing you 20 priceless pictures of kids meeting Santa that will make you laugh. Too much to handle. This one cracks us up for so many reasons. It's impossible not to take a second look when seeing this picture. First of all, Santa's little visitor has hilariously taken over his special seat. This guy has his own idea of what it means to visit Santa, and it does not involve sitting on his lap. Normally, kids share their wish list with Santa, hoping they've behaved well enough to deserve every item they ask for. This child doesn't seem to have any intention of sharing his desires. In fact, he doesn't even want to hear anything as he's tightly covering his ears, holding his head in his hands. His face is just hilarious. It looks like he's really had enough of all these holiday visits and just can't take it anymore. We love how Santa is admiring this cutie and his unusual yet amazingly accurate facial expression. Shot or Santa? Even Jimmy Kimmel and guest host Neil Patrick Harris got on board with the annual Santa meltdown trend. The show has a segment dedicated to showing kids' faces and determining whether they're getting a flu shot or sitting in Santa's lap. The results? It turns out it's practically impossible to distinguish between the fearful expressions of kids about to get a shot and those who finally get to sit on Santa's lap after waiting through a mall Santa lineup. It seems that parents are getting a laugh while their children react in complete fear after meeting the one and only Santa Claus. It's surprising how hard it is to tell the difference between a shot and Santa. Double trouble. Although Santa wears glasses, he can't believe his eyes. Just Santa's wide-eyed facial expression in this pic is enough to get us giggling. These girls look exactly identical, especially when they're both crying their eyes out on Santa's lap. We imagine that this Santa has never had to hold two screaming children at once, and it's written all over his bewildered face. Keeping his hands full. These girls are screaming for help and are clearly terrified. Research has shown that babies, and especially twins, cry as a means of communicating their needs to one another. These girls are definitely on the same page when it comes to wanting to break free from Santa. Big brother problems. Having a first Christmas with a baby sister sounds like an adorable setup for a Santa photo. As any older sibling will tell you, nothing is predictable with a baby around. No matter the intention and how sweet a new family looks together, holding back tears are not part of a baby's plans, especially not this one. What we love most about this holiday pic is the big brother's cringe face. Looks like having a new member in the family can take some getting used to. There is something about his frown that communicates how unfortunate the event is. Although this family had planned for a sweet photo, they ended up with a snapshot of a big brother just getting used to putting up with his little sister. Quick while he's not looking. This next one has us cracking up. A boy and a girl are seen to be visibly struggling to free themselves from Santa's hold. Meanwhile, our man dressed in red is trying to think of his happy place. A workshop full of buzzy elves? We would think that Santa is one person who would be sympathetic to the distraught cries of the children he accidentally scares. Our favorite part about this pic is the fact that Santa's eyes are hidden behind a set of cotton white bangs. The saying is, out of sight, out of mind, and it seems that this Santa is trying to wish himself away from his seat. Even the little girl's bow suggests a picture-perfect scene. Without a smile in sight, this picture is sure to bring the family some laughter over the holiday season. You scream, I scream. There's something about this next pic that provides a heartwarming chuckle. Despite the red bike set up in the corner of the frame, this boy's face is not the one you expect to see rushing to gifts on Christmas morning. Though he may be dressed for the season, this little boy clearly wants out. Not even propped on Santa's lap, we love that the photographer still captured a moment that displays both Santa and his visitor in a helpless cry. Mouth open and tears streaming down his face, this boy has no intention of whispering his wish list into Santa's ear. Santa isn't doing any whispering either, as he is seen in the background, laugh empty, screaming in unison. This Santa is making us laugh with his uncharacteristic facial expression we can't help but relate to. Seriously disturbed. There's something about a baby making a serious face that is always irresistible. Being introduced to someone for the first time could be awkward for many of us. This baby definitely understands the social pressures that go into an introduction, and he's not taking it lightly. This little man is so professionally decked in a Christmas vest, and his expression is as serious as his outfit. While we imagine kids being excited to meet Santa Claus, This little guy seems like he's still trying to make up his mind about the man whose lap he's been put on. It even looks like he's suspicious of who this new, bearded acquaintance is. Maybe he's even deciding if he should trust him with his wish list. Wake me when it's over. One thing we often forget to account for over the holidays is that so much of our planning can go awry. We may hope that once dressed in a cute Christmas sweater and having survived the mall lineup, kids will be excited and ready to smile for their annual photo on Santa's lap. The only thing that can be expected is the unexpected, and this baby definitely caught his parents and Santa off guard. Finally getting to Santa's lap was exhausting for this cutie, who is fast asleep in Santa's arms. The best part of the photo is that Santa was ready for anything, even an unexpected nap time. In the photo, Santa is reminding us to keep quiet, something we usually wouldn't associate with holiday cheer. I did not sign up for this. Most of the photos on this list involve such funny faces, we can't help but guess what children are trying to say. In this case, we know exactly what this little boy is saying, because he had been taught sign language. This little guy is trying to sign help to his parents. He wants to get out of there as soon as possible, and his horrified look combined with the sign language for help is hilarious. Now as a teen, Spencer has spoken out on Twitter and identified himself as the baby who signed for help while on Santa's lap. Sticking his tongue out and communicating his fear is so adorable, and even Santa got a good laugh out of it. Who are you? We have included sleeping babies on our list, but this one is a laugh out loud shot. We're assuming it was taken as the baby woke up, only to find themselves being held by a stranger. Being held by anyone other than mom and dad can be a scary experience, but waking up in such a surreal place definitely got this baby to react. The present Santa is offering the baby does not even seem to be distracting the child, whose face is the picture of horror. Meltdowns go viral. This next one is a great example of using talent to turn lemons into lemonade. Photographer Jeff Rothman realized that many of the photos he took of children with Santa Claus resulted in a tearful disaster. Rather than getting rid of the evidence, Rothman stored them and posted them online as a collection he titled The Naughty List. Using something that went so wrong was the right move. Rothman received up to 4 million clicks on his photos like this one. A blonde baby rushing to escape the equally distraught Santa behind her. This photo went viral. Parents could totally relate to Santa's frustration. Wait until you see our number one photo and why some might even be offended by it. Satanic Santa. We couldn't leave this one off our list, especially with the popularity of Stephen King's It. This picture features a balloon, albeit a blue rather than red balloon, but Santa is definitely making his best Pennywise smile. The best part of this photo is the girl on his left knee, struggling so much to break free that you can see her diaper. Instead of laughing it off, this Santa has had enough and looks like he's ready to head back to the North Pole. It's clear that Santa has had enough of the fuss, but he's not doing a very good job at hiding it. Santa's screaming elf. This little girl, screaming her head off on Santa's lap, may be in the cutest outfit we've seen on this list. This poor Santa and the elf's big sister are doing all they can to keep up the mood, but an adorable screaming baby, no matter the role they're meant to play, is definitely hard to ignore. The pose, outfits, and unmistakable embarrassment on a big sister's face is what gets this photo included on our list. Nap time. This Santa was visited by a teeny tiny version of himself. Any parent will tell you that it is not wise to wake a sleeping baby. The precious moments of silence and the peaceful look of a baby asleep is among the happiest moments. These parents and this Santa knew better than to wake up the Santa disguised newborn. Even Santa took advantage of this quiet time to catch up on some much-needed rest. Parents need a break from their crying babies, but Santa must also desperately want a moment of silence when having to pose with so many unwilling and terrified children. This one is funny because Santa is asleep, making him an identical grown-up version of the sleeping baby on his lap. Battle of the sexes. This photo is just too good. While a big family can be chaotic and noisy, this picture shows that we can all still make the best of it. Did you notice something about who is smiling and who is in full-fledged meltdown mode? It seems that someone forgot to tell the girls in this picture that Santa was coming to town. While the two little boys and Santa are enjoying a hearty laugh, the two sisters, decked with bows on their heads, are not feeling the Christmas spirit. Sometimes, when things don't go as planned, we can choose between crying or laughing. It seems that the guys in this photo went with laughing over crying. It is the best medicine after all. Fake out. The best thing about childhood is the use of imagination to turn an ordinary activity into an amazing adventure. Sometimes imagination gets the best of us in the worst ways, and that's definitely what happened in this photo of kids meeting Santa. Sitting in front of the fireplace, these cuties encounter a Santa decoration. To them, the Santa, real or fake, is the scary scariest sight. Instead of spreading the joy with Christmas decorations, it looks like this ornamental Santa is spreading the fear. The Santa may be fake, but the fear is real, as it doesn't even take a real-life breathing Santa to terrify this young child. Christmas shopping disaster. It's a bit hard to imagine how this photo came to be. Instead of opting for the usual seat atop Santa's lap, these kids went with a much less conventional option. Santa, who had to stand to be seen in the photo, is crouched behind a shopping cart filled with both a sleeping and screaming child. Killing two birds with one stone is a helpful time saver, and sometimes essential during the busy holiday season. These parents were strategic in thinking they could easily use their shopping cart as a mode of transportation, sliding their kids in and out of the Christmas photograph. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, unforeseen issues may arise and make for a hilarious memory. Family Feud. This picture is surprisingly the only one on our list where a parent had to get involved and join in on the photo. The holidays bring tons of laughter and fun, but they can also cause some family disputes. It seems that for this family, meeting Santa was definitely enough to cause a breakdown. Even Mom has her eyes closed like her three boys. Everyone is screaming and laughing at the disaster that became of this special experience. Mom is in the photo to try to keep her kids in place, and even she is struggling. Santa, however, seems thrilled to accept the help. One boy in front can't quite make it to Santa, but he doesn't seem to want to. He's trying to split as fast as possible. Peekaboo. This photo is as confusing and unusual as it is hysterical. Many of the photos on our list show that getting into Santa's lap is not always what kids want when they first meet him. This baby somehow found his way on top of Santa's seat, and he's still far from pleased. Santa, on the other hand, looks as though he is sick of chasing babies and getting them to pose for a photo. Instead, he sighs and waits for the photographer to snap the pic. This baby, probably held by a parent, is unhappy, but being above and behind Santa's chair is so strange we can't help but crack up. Popping up out of nowhere, this baby is ready to pop up and away, flipping out. This little girl had us and the internet in stitches. Her unusual pose and her sister's reaction is what makes this our #1 photo. Unlike most of the kids on our list, this little girl wanted to speak to Santa about a scrape on her finger. When her parents asked to see it too, she turned, middle finger in the air, to display her tiny injury. A hilarious shot of a sweet blonde girl sitting on Santa's lap and the middle finger raised high in the air. Adding to the hilarity is the sneaky smile on her sister's face. Santa has his work cut out for him, as this photo looks like naughty and nice paid him a visit. Which picture on our list made you laugh the most? Let us know in the comments. And that's it for 20 priceless pictures of kids meeting Santa that will make you laugh. If you want to see more stories like this, make sure to check out 20 most hilarious kid Christmas wishes that made even Santa laugh. Thanks for watching.